So I'm talking to a gentleman. That we were having an interesting discussion. A couple of the things we were talking about were how their homes had got flooded during Harvey, and there was relief money for people in his county and community, but they never received the relief money, and they were told to stop working on their homes. And make a long story short, you ended up in foreclosure, right?
Yes.
Which we'll talk about in a minute. But we were also talking about the seeds that people are getting in the mail from China, and how, as Americans, we may want to do our due diligence with that. We don't really know what these seeds are, and we already have a lot of problems already. Talk a little bit about it.
Okay, my thing is, if there's such a problem with these seeds, how are they getting through customs?
Oh,
These
wow.
seeds? Why are they getting in?
Right. Have they said anything bad about these seeds at all? Or?
No, they're telling people don't open it and don't plant it.
Wow.
But it's coming to people's homes. How did they get people's addresses?
And we do not know the severity of
They
these
don't know.
seeds.
I mean,
And they may, I mean, I'm not saying they're
it may
invading
be,
us
they may
with
be helpful, but they might not be also.
right,
So why would they send seeds to
that we know
50
nothing about.
that I didn't order? The 50 states.
Well, I mean, maybe I've seen too many movies, but I do know that, well, you know, in the end time prophetic books, they talk about flying creatures, which, as we know today, there is no flying half animal, half insect, half bird creatures flying going around right now. But we don't know what our science is capable of creating.
You know, there's every evening down on Allen Parkway, the bats go back to under the bridge.
Say that again.
Down on Allen Parkway,
Yes.
Memorial,
Mm-hmm.
the bats fly back under the bridge every evening around dusk dark.
Right.
Okay, they've been there for years.
Right.
Okay, why would you allow a colony of bats
Wow.
just sit there?
Well,
Listen, they've been there for years. If people don't believe it, all they need to do is go down there where Eleanor Tinsley Park is
right.
and watch every evening. See if the bats don't show up again. Go right back under that bridge.
Well, we also know that Austin has like one of the largest bat communities, but bats keep the city clean too. On
That's
that
very
defense,
true.
they eat
Now,
roaches and rats and all that stuff.
And
I know they eat roaches and insects or whatever.
now, why would they go out and clean up the homeless people camps? Where are they putting these people? Now,
Ooh.
all of a sudden, they are disappearing out of these camps. Now, you're talking about social distancing. Those people have been under these bridges and things like this for decades. Ain't nobody made them move. Then the police would stop a young black dude walking on the street with his pants down. But you got people down there, you've had your major conventions, you've had rodeos and everything else that you can think of right there in the midst of these homeless people. You got them that they're running over. Where are they putting them?
Probably in jail.
They're letting the people out of jail that are in jail because it they don't want them to spread the virus.
Ooh.
If it's in jail, why are you trying to move?
Well,
Which means you sick, you in jail. Ain't nobody in jail sick. Those people ain't sick in jail.
but so what do you?
It's confusing.
It's very confusing.
It is very confusing. You
And
taking
then-
healthy people and throwing them back out here into the midst of a pandemic that's people is already sick.
Well, also, I mean, I don't have a lot of time here, but I'm a little confused about these seeds. And
So is everybody. You know, and
I would recommend people just throw the seeds away.
and they're telling them, don't throw it in the water.
Ooh,
You know, don't flush it.
right. Definitely don't flush it.
Right.
Uh,
And they say don't plant them. So
Are they coming to all states?
they've hit 50 states.
Oh God.
Don't know how many people have gotten them out of all the states, but have hit 50 states.
So maybe they should put them in a sealed container and just.
I say if you got something like that that comes to your house, I say get a bucket and burn it.
Yeah, burn it, burn it, burn it.
Throw some gasoline on it and set it afire.
But don't burn a house down or a building or your car or your neighborhood. Just
out in the backyard, and you
safely,
put it in your backyard,
with the supervision of somebody that's got some sense.
right.
Try to burn it. Somebody who has some sense
Take him to the fire.
and kind of somebody who knows somebody that has some sense and kind of knows
what that plant is.
how to destroy things that are properly, but I just don't have a good feeling about that. And the second thing I just wanted to touch on, let me see if I have a few more time. Tell me about this thing with your property and how they took that from your house.
Well, the whole thing about it, when they stopped the rebuilding process,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now they had to stop all the time.
So let's back up. Your house got destroyed through Harvey.
Right.
And then you reached out to different organizations for help.
I went to my insurance company.
Okay.
It took them over a year to issue my mortgage company, the company that worked for them that handled your payouts.
Right.
It took them 6 months before they sent me my first check. The company my mortgage company had, they were working in increments of 4, which means you get four checks.
Oh my gosh. So it took it by that time your property is already destroyed. Gosh.
And they had to gut my house from floor to ceiling. You could stand in one door and see the whole house. Everything was taken out.
Did you end up losing the house?
Yes.
So you worked 40 years to pay a house and then lost it because of not the companies.
Between the insurance company and the city of Houston.
And I think the moral of what we're just talking about is just the constant injustices that we're allowing in this country.
It's so disheartening. Sit there and watch your shit
Disappear.
just disappear right before you.
And if that's not a confidence breaker in Americans, between seeing the homeless, people losing their homes, insurance companies not properly taking care of people, or
my insurance was built into my house note.
the racism, the inequality, the lack of leadership, the lack of conviction in people. People need to get convicted, and they need to make a difference, and they need to do the right